seems like when there's players on the street the Eagles could sign and off waivers, and a particular player, an edge rusher, has been waived, and could the Eagles pick him up? We've heard this name a million times, and we're going to go after, obviously, the injury report, and we look pretty good going into Sunday.
A killer buried, but not dead.
Darren, we better turn around. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. I hope everyone's enjoying their work week. So another update for the Philadelphia Eagles, as usual, and a lot to go over here. Now, first of business, okay, we've been going over, obviously, the Eagles didn't go after an edge rusher in the trade deadline. The Eagles are going to stick with what they have, produce them over time, and see what they could do. But obviously, if there's moves being made out there or things are happening, I am going to report it. Doesn't mean the Eagles are going to get them, so take everything with a grain of salt as usual. Now, it looks like Yannick Ngakoue, we've heard this name a million times the last 5 years for coming to the Eagles and doing certain things, obviously. The Ravens are waiving defensive end Yannick Ngakoue per source. The Ravens want to re-sign him to their practice squad should he clear waivers. I doubt if he's going to clear waivers. Now, he was on practice squad for a few weeks before he signed to the 53-man rosters. I mean, he was on the practice squad for a few weeks. Finally got into a game. Hasn't really played much. Just not the same player this year. Okay, statistically, he's been probably his worst year. He's been a journeyman from this team to, from Jacksonville to the Colts to here to the Bears to here. So he's been all over the place. Been one of those journeyman edge rushers that obviously puts up numbers. This year hasn't been that case with a sack and a half. Nothing much there. Seems like the Ravens want to keep in their second-year pass rusher from Ole Miss that has 2.5 sacks right now. Ngakoue has only had 1 tackle and a half a sack since signing to the 53-man roster. And like I said, spending 3 weeks on the practice squad as of right now. So Ngakoue, he's logged in about 3 pressures on 13 snaps in the Ravens. I think the 30 to 23 30 to 23 loss win over the Commanders. So, like I said, he hasn't played much. But at this point, guys, I'll take anybody. Okay, I'll take anybody at this point. Doesn't matter. Because, I not just feel like the Eagles did miss the mark here, but obviously they could have had a Chase Young. They could have added another body to the mix. And like I said, if they don't do this, I have no issue with it. I'm just reporting it. Jalix Hunt getting more reps into that rotation is really what's going to be important here. Obviously, Josh Sweat has been pretty much the best player we've had on the line, at least when it comes towards the edge rushers. Bryce Huff should be playing on Sunday. Dealt with that wrist injury, but he will be playing against the Cowboys this week. They did not get to trade him, as rumors, kind of corrected that he was on the trade block. Didn't get anything done. Maybe they changed their minds on it. But Yannick has been a player that we have been talking about for the past 5 years, probably longer than that. Always available, and there's always been rumors of him coming to the Eagles. It's never really happened, but the Ravens are trying to see if he'll make it back to the practice squad if nobody claims him, but I doubt if that's really going to happen. There's been rumors of the Buffalo Bills might pick him up, just depending. There's a lot of needy teams on defensive lines out there. And, like I said, the Eagles, would they make a move like this? For me, they're probably not going to, just because I feel like they really care. And I feel like they really think that they have what they have right now. They want to produce these guys week after week. They're getting better. This defense is getting better week after week under Vic Fangio, getting these players more comfortable and using these players to their success, not setting them up for the wrong reasons in these games like we've had with some players in past years. So everything's looking pretty good right now. But you don't have that closer. I'm not saying that this guy is one of those players, but I've always wanted to add just one more body to the list. Who knows? By the time this video comes out, maybe Yannick Ngakoue has already claimed to another team. The Eagles might not even touch this. I don't even know where they are on the waiver wire in order, so I'm not really sure. But they're obviously not up there early to grab him. So we'll see what happens when the time comes with the Yannick Ngakoue news. But just want to report that he is out there. Would you sign him? Would you get him off waivers, or would you just leave it alone and let these young guys play? Let Jalix Hunt get into the mix and do his thing. There's been journeyman guys, defensive ends like this that go from team to team. Hassan Reddick was one of those guys as well, but obviously his reputation speaks for itself, and it's a lot bigger than a lot of these other players that you have here. So, Yannick Ngakoue would be a nice addition, for the rest of the year. Just put him in a few games, see what he could do. And if the Eagles feel like, he's not doing much, they could just get rid of him. He'll be cheap, obviously. He won't be expensive at all. Dirt cheap, because he's pretty much at this point a practice squad contract, which can't really be that much. I don't know what his money is right now, if there's money left over from other teams or something like that. We'll see what happens. But this is the news for Yannick Ngakoue. Let me know what you guys think about that. Now, a roster move that I think the Eagles made, and Teron Jackson is back with the Philadelphia Eagles. They signed him to the practice squad. Will Greer is gone. Teron Jackson was drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles. I think he was a 5th, 6th-round pick, not to mention. I know the Eagles got rid of him after a year, maybe 2 years. I forgot how long he was here for. Didn't really do much, but now he's back. So the Eagles are adding more depth on the practice squad when it comes to edge rusher. I know the Eagles are not comfortable with this position, because why get rid of a quarterback and sign another edge rusher to the practice squad? It only means one thing. It means that they know if they need more depth, or they need to move up somebody because of injury, they need more reinforcements on the back end. Not saying that they're good reinforcements, but at least they could bring, Teron Jackson has been to a couple teams already. Like I said, just this isn't a big move or anything like that, but I think it's kind of showing us that they're not very comfortable with this position. I think they're happy with what they have, but they know that they could do a little bit better. So in case things go wrong, you have injuries, you have Teron Jackson, they can always elevate if they really need to. But obviously I want Jalix Hunt to play a lot more. And I think we'll be a little bit better, and we'll see what happens in the meantime. The injury report, interesting for Thursday, man. It seems like, the Eagles looking a lot more healthy than I expected coming off this Jaguars game. Now, so light practices for the Eagles. Obviously, Fred Johnson with the knee, Devontae Smith with the hamstring, Nolan Smith with the groin, Ben Van Simmeren with a concussion. So they were back at practice. So Ben Van Simmeren looks like he's ready to play this week. Nolan Smith looks like he's coming to play this week. Devontae Smith ended up with a hamstring injury the other day, was added to the injury report. Didn't practice on Wednesday. He practiced on Thursday, light practice. So A.J. Brown is a full participant, and I didn't expect A.J. Brown to be healthy at all. So it looks like A.J. Brown might be playing, but I think they're going to watch what happens in this game. They're up by 2-3 touchdowns, end of the third quarter, something like that. You start to sit some guys. You sit these guys as early as you possibly can. Take the points, Nick. Take the damn points. Okay, get out of Dallas with a win. Get these players off the field as fast as possible, because you have a big game on Thursday night at the Link in Philadelphia against the Washington Commanders. So you want to make sure that you're good there. But full participants, obviously, Saquon Barkley had a rest day, which was well-deserved. We'll figure out what's going to happen with his snap count going into dangerous territory. Mekhi Becton, full participant. A.J. Brown, honestly, I'm shocked how he's back. I can't believe he even practiced the other day. A couple days ago. I was actually really shocked he came back to practice. I know there was swelling in the knee, stuff like that, but glad he is back. Dallas Goedert back. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Double tight end sets with Calcaterra and Dallas Goedert. Is Jahan Dotson going to be phased out even more because the chemistry is just better between Jalen Hurts and obviously those two tight ends in Calcaterra and Goedert? Bryce Huff, he is back. from the wrist injury. Jalen Hurts had a rest day. Everybody was kind of freaking out because he didn't practice, so he had a rest day, which was fine. Cam Jurgens, full participant. Darius Slay is back this week, so no Isaiah Rodgers at the number 1 spot. Slay will be your number 1 corner. Kind of want to save his body for this game, this Cowboys game and this Washington Commanders game. He has been dealing with an injury the last few weeks. I think we've seen him go in and out of games a couple times already. So he wants to give Isaiah Rodgers just, this game so he can get himself ready to face Dallas. So Slay having a pretty good year. Anaya Smith with the ankle, full participant. Josh Sweat with a hip injury, full participant. And Jeremiah Trotter Jr., full participant. So theoretically, we look really good health-wise. We just got to go into Dallas, get this win, sit the guys as early as possible with a really good lead, and get the hell out of there and really make our main focus on Thursday night against the Commanders. Come out of that game with a win, hopefully, and rest guys, because you're going to have a few extra days for guys to rest up a little bit since you're going from a Thursday game to obviously I think a Sunday game. I don't know what the game is after that. So hopefully there will be a little bit more time usually when you have those Thursday nights, because you're coming off a short week on Dallas. It's going to be really important. But the roster looks great. Like I said, go into that game as fast as possible and come out as fast as possible with the win, and with your starters as less in the game, as less as possible. That's really the main objective here going into all that. So let me know what you guys think about the injury report. How do we look? Do you want A.J. Brown to play Sunday? Or are you kind of like, we should sit him and let him just play on Thursday? And how do you guys feel about Yannick Ngakoue off waivers? Would you pick him up? Do you think we are perfectly fine with what we have right now? Let the guys produce, get Jalen Hunt into the mix. You guys let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And I will see you guys on the next one. Shake some up, follow us. Peace out, guys. Peace.